Welcome to the Sales Influence Podcast, where we talk about finding the why in how people buy. I'm your host, Victor Antonio, and today I got an interesting problem. Somebody actually emailed me this, and I want to share this problem with you. I think we can help this individual. Let's see. First, let me read the message I got. It said, Victor, I had a problem recently where I created an awesome e-commerce website for one of my long-term customers. I didn't make that up. He actually said I created an awesome e-commerce website for one of my long-term customers. Now, remember the phrase long-term customers. It worked great and it sold products even without much marketing because the SEO, the search engine optimization, was done properly. It was even featured on one design site as an example of how things should be done. In other words, it's an awesome website. After 6 months, another agency came to them and offered them a cheaper and generic website. Worse in every way than one, and they already bought from me without any discussion. They switched to them without even talking to me, all because of one line that their salesperson told them. You have a Porsche in your garage and you're not even driving it. I don't even know what that means, actually. So here's my question, Victor. He says, is it worth the effort to try to win back the business somehow? How do you do it, or do I just move on? Is there a case when it's not worth trying to win a customer over? That's a great question. Okay, so let's kind of summarize this. You had a problem. You created an awesome e-commerce website for one of your long-term customers, and it worked great, and it sold product because the search engine optimization, the SEO, was done properly, and it was featured on the design site of how things should be done. Okay, all that beautiful. Then 6 months later, another agency takes over the customer, wins the business, all because you said the salesperson said something like, you have a Porsche in your garage and you're not even driving it. I have no idea what that means. But let's kind of walk through some sanity checks here. First of all, if it was an awesome e-commerce website and it was a long-term customer and they walked away, that means you did not have an awesome e-commerce website. I'm telling you right now, you did not have an awesome e-commerce website. Because if I have an e-commerce website that is awesome, and I am a longtime customer of yours, why would I switch? I can't believe that the salesperson just said something about a Porsche in the garage and you're not even driving it is enough to make them want to switch over. So my question back to you, and again, I'll title this person S, is that they switched over for another reason. Because it was cheaper? Maybe. But again, for me to switch over my website to another website provider, I mean, come on, that's whole switchover effect. I've talked about it in my past podcast, is not easy. I don't want to switch over if it's a little cheaper. So again, I have to assume it has to be more than price. You miss something. So the question is it worth the effort to try to win the business back somehow? I don't know. That's a judgment call. I don't know the customer, or I don't know enough to make a judgment call on that. Or you say, or do I move on? The question is, why did the customer really move over? I can't believe it was one line. So what I would do, if this is a long-term customer, first of all, I'm going to assume that you lost the deal. They're not going to switch again. If they're going to switch in another 6 months, right? Because remember the phrase, if they came on price, they'll leave on price. If they bought from this company on price, the next time somebody comes in and offers them an even better deal, that customer is going to leave also. So these are the type of customers that aren't loyal. If they switched on price, that's the little asterisk. If I assume that you're correct, that they did switch on price. But I'm having a hard time believing that if you build them an awesome e-commerce website and it's a long-term customer, why didn't they switch in the past? That's the question. Why didn't they switch in the past? I'm sure other providers provided them or offered them a cheaper website. Why didn't they switch in the past? See, there's something else going on here, and you're not digging deep enough. And what you need to do, what I would do if this were my deal, I would call the customer up. And I would admit up front, look, we've lost your business. I accept that. I'm not going to try to win your business back, but I would love to have an honest conversation as to why we lost this deal. Now, what's the purpose of this approach? Is one, let them know that it's okay. We're still friends. I'm not mad. Again, and maybe down the road, if you want to come back, that's fine. But two, you want to gather information, truth information, real information as to why they left. And if they say price, you say, no, I don't believe that. It has to be a little more than that. Or else you would have left many years ago if it was just price. What did we do wrong? What did we not provide? Where did we fall short? What do they offer that we don't offer? All these questions are important for one big reason, is that right now you have an existing client base, other long-term customers, and you don't want to lose what you have. So forget this one. This is a lost lamb. You lost that deal, but the upside is we can ask that customer why they left. What didn't we do? What should we have done? What could we have provided? What could we do differently? And you're going to take that information and now go back to your existing customer base, your other long-term customers, and you're going to go back and basically revisit these big accounts and to make sure that you are answering those questions, that you're letting them know we're here to provide the service, we're here to give you what you need, tell us what you don't have that we can provide, or let's have a conversation to figure out to make sure that we're giving you everything we want. So the only reason I want you to go back and get this information is not to win the customer back. Screw that. That's done. But I want you to gather that information so you can protect your existing customer base. This is the important piece. So again, you're going to lose business, right? Once in a while, we're going to lose a customer. Typically, 5 to 10% of your customers will leave you every year for somebody else. Whether it's price, better service, better product, who knows? That's part of the attrition game. But to blame them for saying it was just price that they left on, I don't know. It seems like a cop-out to me, especially when we're talking about an e-commerce website. We're not talking about, one screwdriver versus another screwdriver. We're talking about a website, an e-commerce website that is generating revenue. And you know as well as I do, if you know enough about internet, right, that you don't want to take down a site and put one back up again because that does impact your search engine optimization. Maybe it'll impact, how Google or any other search engine will rank you. So again, they took it down, they switched over for a reason, they left you for a reason. Find out what those reasons are. Too often, we as salespeople blame price when we know deep down inside we weren't taking care of business. We weren't visiting the customer. We weren't updating their website with the latest features, functionality, whatever it may be. We weren't actually engaging them, touching them maybe every other month or every quarter just to make sure everything was okay. So go back, and really look at why this customer left, because this could be an indication of other problems within your organization. Maybe this company, the upside, the silver lining is that when you go back to this company, they're going to tell you the truth, the hard, cold truth, and you're going to hate it. You're not going to want to hear it. But in the end, if you take care of the problems that they stated and you go back and implement those in your company, you will lose less business. So forget about trying to get them back and trying to make the case as far as why they should come back. They're gone. They left. Let them go. But what we can do is gather information for our current customer base. Anyway, hope that helps us. That's it for this Sales Influence podcast. Again, thank you for listening. Don't forget to leave me some feedbacks on iTunes, Stitcher, or YouTube. Oh, I'm getting a lot of great comments on YouTube. You guys are awesome. Again, I really do appreciate it. I love the tough questions. And again, if you're going to ask a question, you want me to answer a question, make sure that it applies to any industry in general. That allows me to kind of do these podcasts so everybody benefits, not just you. Also, you know the deal. Check out my sales training website, seminarsonselling.com. You'll find great training videos for you and your company. Also, don't forget, I have a new book called The Greatest Gift, a good motivational book. I think you'll like it. It's on my website. Check it out. Lastly, I want to thank you for listening. This is Victor Antonio, always reminding you, selling ain't hard when you know how. Take care. Hi, I'm Victor Antonio. I'm an author, sales trainer, and keynote speaker. I'm often asked, what makes a great speaker? Is it someone who delivers real content that the audience can use? Is it someone who engages the audience so they're part of the learning experience? Or is it someone who can motivate an audience to push them beyond their comfort zone and discover new abilities? The answer is yes. But the most important thing to remember is that I'm not there to look good. I'm there to make my client look good. Simply put, it's never about me, and it's always about them.